Guess what? Have I got a story for you guys today? In 2012, she was voted the favorite female fighter by WMMA fans. And she's about to make history once again. Who is that fighter? The story when we come back. Don't touch that dial. Let's get right to it then, Bec, because next week is the first legal sanctioned bare knuckle boxing event in the U.S. How did you get involved in this, and how excited to be a part of history?
I'm really excited. I think this sport is made for me. You know, I love to fight. I love to box. And bare knuckle boxing just brings a whole new element to it. So, yeah, I was super excited when they approached me and offered me a fight. I was all in. I spoke to my manager, like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's talk to them. So, here we are. I'm super excited to be on the first legal event and to really, you know, bring out bare knuckle boxing as well.
You've got some strong hands, and we know that, and we've seen that in the past. You just mentioned that you felt like the sport was tailor-made for you. Talk to me a little bit more about how you feel your power is going to be such a great advantage for you over your opponent.
Absolutely. Strike's always been my thing, especially boxing. Some of my fights I haven't been able to showcase them just because of the threat of the takedown and kicks and things like that. So I've always wanted to try boxing. And bringing in the bare knuckle element, I'm very used to just because of MMA, the small gloves that we fight with MMA. So it kind of is, it's like built for me. I'm used to blocking, small fists, things like that. So I hit hard. I think one punch landed from me, this girl's going to be on the canvas.
Now, I tried to take a look at some of the stats for your opponent. I haven't been able to find a lot about her, but you definitely have the experience advantage over her. How are you preparing to fight her? Have you had to change up your training a little bit because your MMA is opposed to BKB? I know you've been training with some real great boxers in Australia. We got some of those pictures and video.
Yeah, in Australia, boxing, we have some of the best boxers in the world. So I'm very lucky to have a few select of the women actually being able to train with and get me ready for this fight. So it's been awesome. Basically, the only thing different is I've been just focusing on my box. I haven't had to wrestle or grapple or anything like that. Doing a lot of bare knuckle stuff, just really getting used to bare fists coming at your face. I've also been putting up my hand. I've been punching sandbags and things like that to try and get my knuckles and all that position to punching things bare.
Okay.
Full on. I think, you know, my opponent, she's going to come out, she's going to try and box me, she's going to behind her jab. That's what my coach said. If he was to fight me, if he was to get someone ready to fight me, that's what they would. We've been getting ready for that kind of game plan from her, especially because it's bare knuckle. She's not going to go get involved, like get engaged with me. Right. So we've been working on getting through that jab and really making her pay for it.
Speaking of training, I've got some video of you, and I don't know if this is preparation strictly for bare knuckle, but explain to me what iron palm training is, because it looked amazing, but I just didn't know what the heck it was.
Yeah, so my coach has always wanted to bring that in just for MMA and boxers. Okay. It's really important to strengthen up your hands and knuckles, even if you are gloved, because there are hand injuries in most combat sports. So it's just big sandbags that are really heavy, and you go through the sequence of slapping, pumping, and punching. And you do that for 5-minute rounds on each hand. And then they have this special like Chinese herb oil that they rub into your hand that helps heal and strengthen your hands. So we're going like full, you know, back to like martial art kind of thing, like getting involved in all that, like the all spiritual kind of stuff. And it's been really exciting to, you know, try all these not new things, these old things that have been around for centuries, and bringing them back.
Yeah, and there's a reason why those old things that have been around for centuries, because they work. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see more of that then. You know, I wanted to also ask you, Chris Cyborg has mentioned that she's thinking about getting into bare knuckle, and I think that would be a great addition to the team over there. Any thoughts about that?
I think, again, that sport is made for someone like Chris Cyborg. She loves to strike. You know, she can grapple, she can wrestle, but she goes out there and she lays those hands on people, and they don't stand very long. So I think, yeah, she tested herself against one of the world's best kickboxers, and she proved that she can hang in there with someone like that. In that style, definitely could do well at this sport as well.
You know, bare knuckle boxing is different. I understand the concept because I've been a fan of boxing. In fact, I started covering boxing before I was into MMA. But can you help our viewers understand the difference between MMA and the bare knuckle boxing? It's a quick, I know it's kind of hard to put into a short answer, but try if you can.
So with MMA, where we have the small little mitts on where your fingers are exposed, little MMA gloves, you're allowed to punch, you're allowed to elbow, you're allowed to kick, knee, you can wrestle and take your opponent to the ground and grapple jiu-jitsu, and you can also hit punch on the ground. But with the bare knuckle boxing is fists only, so you're only allowed to punch as the same as boxing. We're allowed to work more in the clinch, so if we get tied up, we're allowed to punch out of there or hold on and punch with one hand. The ref's not going to be so quick to separate us like they are in traditional boxing that the ref.
How excited are you to be on a card with Bobby Gunn, who's really a legend of bare knuckle boxing, and a great guy, by the way. He was too busy to interview with us, but I'm going to find him after the show and get an interview with him.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, just seeing the feedback from everyone online, you know, when they hear bare knuckle, they're thinking brown, they're thinking real sleazy, dirty, you know, kind of show. And they saw the lineup and saw that we're all professional fighters. We're all coming from boxing or MMA or kickboxing, things like that. So then that's when the excitement picked up and the legitimacy came to this show, especially because Bobby and myself are on it as well. They're just like, oh, wow, it's actually legit. So it's going to be awesome to share a card with him. I cannot wait to meet him. I'm used to when I go to a UFC event, I know who I'm going to see, I know what to expect, I know fight week schedule and all of that. So this one is the excitement's in the unknown. I don't know how things go. I don't know how the schedule is for the week, you know, where everything is. So pretty cool.
Now I wanted to ask you, you know, you have an MMA career, now you're going to bare knuckle boxing. Does this mean the end of your MMA career, or are you going to try and do both?
No, I'm going to do both. You know, I'm a girl, I love to fight. So, yeah, you book me, I'll be there to fight. So MMA is always going to be my true love. I'm looking to get back on the winning column in MMA. So this is just another thing that I can test myself at and to, you know, get in there and fight, because that's what I love to do.
Switching gears a little bit, but I think it's important to address this situation. You've been an outspoken and really brave person speaking out about domestic violence. There were the naysayers that people said you were full of BS. How do you feel now that you've finally sort of been vindicated, so to speak, because your ex was found guilty?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's been a roller coaster of both. You know, it was hard the first few years just going through, you know, still to this day I still get comments, oh, you're a liar, you made it up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it's good to know that he's behind bars. I'm safe, my family's safe, and that's all that matters. And it's good to finally see him, you know, go down for the crime, because he's gotten away with it for too long, and there's been more victims after me, and it's been really hard to sit by and watch go through it. So I'm really glad that everyone's safe now, and that he's, you know, been brought for what he's been doing.
Bec, fighters go through lots just getting prepared for a fight, mentally, physically, emotionally. But I'm just curious to find out, what gave you the strength to go through that at that time? I mean, domestic violence to me is like the worst.
Yeah, look, you know, fighting at that point in time, fighting was my escape. It's how I got away from him, how I got to the gym to escape that at-home life. So it definitely, it bittersweet, you know, having to get ready for a fight and wrap the kick and then domestic violence all at the same time. But
Crazy.
You know, I look at it like if I can make it through that, I can make it through anything. And especially that made me tough for my fight. Why I'm strong in there, because these girls can't do what I've made it through hell. I've made it out of the fire. So these girls are nothing compared to that.
What advice can you give to a woman who is a victim of domestic abuse right now at this time? What would you tell them?
Speak up. Speak to someone. Speak to your neighbour. Speak to someone that you can trust. People will help you. You just have to ask for it. The biggest thing that I could take from it was they will make you feel like you deserve it or making them do it, and that is not that's so far from the truth. You deserve better. You are strong. You can make it out of there, and you're not asking anyone to do that to you. So just ask for help, and their help is there. You just have to take that first step, and you'll make it out, and you'll be okay.
Very inspiring. I'm sure when people listen to this, even if we just save one woman, that's enough for the both of us, I hope.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we have some adorable pictures of your boys, and I'm wondering how hard it is to balance being an MMA fighter and a mom at the same time.
It's really hard, but I stick to a schedule. The only thing that gets us through the day. They're pretty good though. They've been gym babies all their life, so they know the schedule, they know the routine. They come to the gym and they see mum train. The hardest thing is right now my 7-year-old. He's very critical of my performances. He told me last week, your punches suck, Mum. Get better.
It's cute.
So I'm like, okay, you have to show me little Ems and you show me how to do it. So,
I like that.
But yeah, it's tough being a mum, but you know, I work hard. They see me work hard, and I hope one day that they see how hard I push for my dreams, and they'll follow their dreams, just like I did.
What's the one thing that my viewers would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh dear. God. I'm a pretty open book. I guess what you see is what you get with me. Probably that I'm not that. I don't get up to so much on the weekends. You know, like I'm pretty much a homebody. I do like to sit at home. I do like to just curl up in bed and watch Netflix. It might look like a always crazy, fun, happy thing that's enjoying the world, but I actually enjoy just chilling out at home, watching Netflix and cuddling with my dogs.
Before we go today, is there anything else you would like to add?
I'd like to obviously thank my sponsors. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Loan Youth is one of my biggest sponsors here in Australia. They offer personal debt consolidation, and they actually help fund my family adventures. So they're one of the major sponsors, as well as Muscle Meals Direct. They are the ones that keep me on track with my diet. I wasn't fatty. And obviously all my friends and family and all the support out there, I really do appreciate it. And it's been a rough few years. I'm going to get on the winning column again, and we're going to kick some ass June 2nd Bare Knuckle Boxing.
Well, you are one of the most popular fighters, so I think everybody already thinks you're a winner, whether or not you're in the winning column or not. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. You can follow Bec on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Rowdy Bec. And here's a link to get the fight. Next week, June 2nd, www.bareknuckle.tv/BKFC1. And bare knuckle boxing fans and MMA fans and boxing fans, that fight is going to be terrific, and it's on practically everywhere, so make sure you order it. Bec, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.